GameStop skyrocketing right now. It's up by about 29% as it's holding on to gains, as we had just seen there on the screen. This after a Reddit account linked to Keith Gill, also known as Roaring Kitty, posted what appears to be ownership of a significant amount of shares and call options. Now, we should note we could not independently verify the validity of the post. In case you don't know, though, Gill is widely credited for influencing GameStop's 2021 short squeeze. For more on how you can take part in the meme trade, should you so choose, we have Matt Kohrs, host of the Matt Kohrs Show. So Matt, we were discussing this earlier during the 9 a.m. hour as well, and one of our guests from Interactive Brokers, Steve Sosnick, pointed out that you shouldn't be chasing certain trades, but there's a difference between a trade and an investment decision, as you and I have discussed in the past.
Yes, 100%. And I guess I just really want to reiterate that to everyone listening to this. Trading and investing, the way I like to describe it, the best metaphor I could come up with is the fact that they are two completely different sports that happen to be played on the same field. And time again, we see a lot of people who maybe they get into it for one reason and then they switch to the other side during the trade or the investment because things aren't going right. And I just want everyone listening to know whatever your plan is, stick to it and don't change it halfway through the game.
Yeah, I'll pose this question to you as well. I mean, we talked about the historical element of this. Everybody remembers when, everybody and their grandmother was talking about the ticker symbol GME and AMC, and what the thesis was back then. It was to really make sure that everybody and the little guys and the retail traders out there were kind of ganging up on the big money, those who had heavily shorted GameStop. What is the thesis at this juncture from the best kind of analysis that we could layer onto it when you don't have that type of outsized short position that a lot of the institutional money has built up?
Makes me think of the old adage, don't let the truth get in the way of a good story, because right now that's still the story. And as you just alluded to, the short interest is nowhere close. Back in 2021, it was 120%.
Yeah.
As we're talking right now, it's around 19%. But right now, people are still buying into that classic David and Goliath movement. And it's working because overnight, GameStop added $5 billion to its market cap. Now, does it have the same juice, the same, underlying ingredients to make something go crazy? It's kind of tough because don't forget, back in 2021, not only was there a sky high short interest of 120%, everyone was locked inside looking for some sort of community. Interest rates were at zero. People were getting stimulus checks. Right now, we're just in a different place in the world. So I wholeheartedly believe money could be made to both the upside and the downside. But in my personal opinion, this is much more of an active trade, not an investment where you would want to chase it after pumping 30%.
Yeah, we're taking a look at GME shares right now on screen, and a lot of our viewers who are old enough to remember where it was trading at earlier in the session remember seeing it up 70%, almost 80%. Right now, it's only up by about 30%, still not shabby of a gain. But what does this tell you about the meme frenzy, if you will, or just the mindset in terms of how long a momentum trade can last versus the time period before where we saw it go on for sessions, weeks almost?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. And I actually believe the momentum could be carried for a while. I think really momentum is going to beget more momentum. So as long as things are trending, I think there's actually a greater chance of it continuing to trend, especially because of some of the underlying excitement of what's going on in the options market. If people continue to pour into it, it's going to end up becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy. So it's kind of really how many people buy into the concept of the movement as a whole.
And when you think about, of course, just this one name, there's so many others that kind of got pulled into the broader mimetic mindset, if you will. Where are the other, perhaps, opportunities that are out there for those who are trying to figure out, okay, I don't want to chase GameStop, but I want to best anticipate where some of this flow could be moving around?
Yes, like you said, a lot of those related names are getting a similar sympathy reaction. But in my book, it's kind of really hard to be better than or really duplicate the original. So I think most eyes, most trading, most excitement is on GME. But that other basket of quote unquote meme stocks, yeah, there's going to be some sympathy there. But in terms of how to play it, how to trade it. As you alluded to, by no means would I chase. If I do want to go in, understand that it's a high risk, high reward play. Obviously, never put more money on the table than you're willing to lose. And I think right now there's maybe potentially a lot of novice people joining the market thinking that every single day is the same in the options market. And I want to clarify to anyone listening, and this is maybe potentially a bit more of a deep dive, volatility is extremely high. So whether you're buying calls or buying puts, there's a good chance that you're overpaying.